Howdy guys and gals, I'm Kyle Broderick. Welcome to the Social Regressive. We have a special guest today.
Hey Kyle, I'm Corey.
All right, and today we are going through our Father's Day buying guide. I'm releasing a handful of these videos as we get closer to Father's Day. Your dad needs pants. It's about time that he stopped sitting around in his underwear, and it's about time he had some decent outdoor pants so you guys can get back out to poaching animals on the neighbors' fields. And right now, the pants that I'm holding, Corey is actually wearing.
It's a True Spec tactical pants, which are awesome. They're like yoga pants and comfy. According to my wife, they're yoga pants, but they're for men.
It is kind of like yoga pants. You see these special panels right back here. These are a different color. I know these are the multi-cam ones. They come in all different colors. These are charcoal. They have some greens and tans and things like that. Yep, black. But all of them feature this special material right here. This is the same poly-cotton ripstop material that they have on the other 24/7 pants. And it's very tough. I've used these for years and years. And actually, just yesterday, I was out doing some work with some friends, hauling lumber around, doing some chainsaw work. And really, those things are still in fine condition. They're probably like 6 years old now, rough use, tough stuff. But this material is the different part. It makes it so you can sit, squat, stretch, and climb, do all that sort of stuff that you normally can't do with your average tactical pants. Now these right here that I'm wearing, these are the typical 24/7s. These are the nice brown color. They have these in a whole bunch of different colors, and I really like these because they look a lot better than your average cargos. They don't have the huge bellows pockets sticking out. They kind of look like...
You could almost dress them up.
Yeah.
If you wanted to, they could probably pass for going to the office.
Mm-hmm.
I know a lot of guys will wear something like this just because they look nice, but they're also very comfortable. And I'll actually wear these to the office on Fridays.
Yeah.
So
and it has a pretty slim leg to it, so it's got a good look overall. You can pair it with a polo or something. But these right here are a little different. These, since they don't have any of that stretching material through the crotch or the knees or whatever, usually I find myself having to hike them up a little bit to get over a barbed wire fence and things like that. But these are just ready for running after hogs, running from hogs, jumping onto hogs. I mentioned hogs. These are great for all the movements without having to, kind of move your pants around in order to kind of climb up and do some of the hard use things that we're used to doing.
Yeah, I found typically when I'm wearing jeans or something of that nature, I'm always kind of doing that, like you said, to hike them up so you can step over something. Usually I find that if I'm squatting or kneeling or sitting down, they start to bind usually behind the legs, which is a very common place if you're bending. These pants don't do that. They will stay with you when you're walking, when you're running, when you're sitting down. If you're squatting in a kneeling position, regardless of what position you're in, these are very comfortable.
Yeah, and some of the other nice things about the material, not only the stretchy stuff, but the regular, these handle water really well. I've done some tests actually, getting some of these soaked just to see how quickly they dry. And actually in some of the tests that I did, some of the other pants never dried by the time I had the test done. It just took extra hours. These dry really, really fast, and especially I bet these dark ones would, and a good sign.
I've actually been splashed a couple times with these when I was wearing them, and the water was nice. It beat it up. It never actually soaked in.
Oh, that's true.
So I really, I was very impressed with that.
Yeah, when these are new, when they're fresh, it does have that Teflon coating on the outside, so the water will beat up. These are a little bit older. Supposedly, if you run an iron over them, that'll come back. I haven't tried it yet. I just don't mind since these dry so fast. But let me show you some of the special things about these pants right here, and what makes them a little bit different from some of the other cargos you may have seen before. Now, first off, I need your wallet.
Okay.
All right, so a lot of these are going to have some kind of semi-secure pocket, but it's really nice that on one side of the front here,
that would be the left side.
You do have, you have a zipper pocket so that you can keep things a little bit more secure than usual. So if you do have something like keys or whatever and you're out hunting, you don't want to leave them on top of the tire like the old trick.
Right.
Yeah, you can carry them in here, and they'll be nice and secure inside here. And then you kind of flip around to the other side, and it looks the same, but actually this one's a little bit better for quick access. So if you wanted to have maybe some extra gear in here, like usually I keep my earplugs or something in this side, and you can see that it also has a little D-ring for hanging stuff if you like that.
One thing I do like about these pockets is they stretch out as opposed to digging into your leg. And so that's one thing I've really noticed when I do have stuff shoved in here, that they don't dig into the leg like most cargo pockets do.
Right. Yeah. You were kind of showing off the vents in the sides of the pockets. You got to see this. So if you are used to spending a lot of time outdoors, especially in the warmer climates like here in Oklahoma,
yeah,
these things are really cool.
Side pockets been open and allows for excellent airflow. I've worn these last summer whenever we were out shooting some of your other videos out at the range, and it is very nice and comfortable whenever we were out there.
Yeah, this is a nice mesh material, just right there on the leg, and it's gonna let all that heat and moisture kind of come off the leg. And you have matching ones down at the bottom as well. So right down here, where you're gonna be able to kind of take up your slack around your boot, if you want to kind of tighten up down there, you get those little mesh panels as well, which is just great for us in these warmer climes. And you can actually zip it two different ways, so you can kind of open up that leg and make it a bit more accessible for a bigger boot, bigger foot, bigger leg.
Yeah, they're fantastic. I've never actually even had to use the lower vents, just because I would open up the sides and that would allow adequate airflow to come out. So it was fantastic.
Yeah, and this kind of works the same way up here too, with this stretchy material right at the top of the butt. It helps you to kind of clear the crack a little bit. So it helps to keep you a little bit cool on your lower back, like especially for you backpackers. Some of the other features that you're going to find on these, this is one of Corey's favorites right down here.
Double knees, because I have notoriously blown out the knees of my pants, and most of my pants are like that. So I thoroughly enjoy the fact that it's a double knee, but it's also stitched on the side here in such that it actually bends with the actual form of your knee as you're bending. So it's a very natural feel. Once again, doesn't bind. It's not overly heavy. Still very lightweight, and overall it's just a lightweight pair of pants, but they're very durable. Yeah. So I do like those features.
Yeah, and instead of having that straight leg that you get right here with the regular 24/7s or maybe the 511s or whatever, in here you do get them kind of sewn up, so it automatically has that kind of knee shape to it, which is going to make it more comfortable when you're out and about. Maybe it's not the prettiest thing, but it conforms really well. And I should point out that just like the regular 24/7s, it has a little pocket right inside that second layer of fabric. So if you want to put some of the knee pad liners inside there, that'll get you a little bit of extra protection. Now, some of the one of the really trick things about this, now on the back, we kind of have the asymmetry continuing to go here. We have the quick access back pocket, as well as the secure back pocket. So if you want to keep your wallet here instead, I'm going to keep it up front, and I'm going to keep it in these pants. Thank you, Corey, for the wallet.
You're not getting much, but you're welcome.
Yeah, he's a dad too. But one of the really cool pockets that you can see right here on the front, here, go ahead and grab that AR. You'll have to pop the magazine latch. So you do get one pocket just right on the outside.
Clear.
For an AR-15 mag. Really quick to access, and this is what I used actually, the pocket on this pair of pants. I used this one when I was out hog hunting last time. We definitely were pumping rounds into those hogs, and they were just soaking them up. And yeah, I had to go for that second magazine down in here, and it was a nice quick change. I should point out though that the regular 24/7s, each of these bellows pockets can actually fit two of these guys. And actually it holds them really securely. Both types of pants, they hold the mags quite well. You can run with them in place and you're not really going to notice. You have the AR-15 mags. I don't know if these can fit AR-10. I don't think so. I think it's just AR-15. But if you do run some of these, you can get out. You don't have to have like a vest or anything like that to get out and do some hunting.
And the other nice thing about it is this pocket is positioned perfectly where it is in natural reach of your hand. Whenever you grow down to grab, it's naturally right there. So it's very simple to grab and pull out and then just load. So I do like that. That's an excellent feature.
Which is going to be great for lefties. But I got to say, being a righty myself, if I could, point True Spec in one direction, I would say put it on this side instead, because I'll have my my kind of trigger hand up here, go down for the mag and grab that. So nice. In my case, I kind of had to reach across, grab the mag, and I was ready to go.
Would be nice.
Now, one other thing that's kind of missing on these pants versus these is that on these you do have a knife pocket. So right here, I've got my Ontario Rat 1 in this kind of slimline pocket right there. And on this, they give you something a little bit different. It's going to serve the same function though.
Yeah, so I actually have a full-size mossy oak knife that my son got me for Father's Day last year. And while there's not a knife pocket itself, there is on the side pockets, they're reinforced so you can tuck a knife in and they will hold it very well and secure.
I've never had a knife fall out from this right here. You get that little bit of extra retention with that little extra bit of fabric, and there's kind of a little hump that the clip has to get over. So yeah, I've never had one fall out. I have had them fall out of these a couple times. It's pretty rare. It has to like catch on a like a dog leash or a seat in your car or something when you're sitting down. But for the most part, these retain quite well. I should point out that probably the biggest difference, in addition to some of the features that we've talked about here between these two different pants, is the price tag. These, typically you're going to be able to find them probably for about $45-50 somewhere in there for a pair of the regular 24/7s. And if they go on sale, you can get, I've actually bought these for as low as like $30. Usually about every 6 months or so, they're going to go on sale everywhere. And you can find good prices on these. These, however...
They're not that cheap.
No.
They're in the $70 to $80 range is what I've seen them for.
Yeah, these are premium right here. And if you want to kind of, justify that purchase, these, I think, really will last a long time. I've been very pleased going out, doing some of the hunting that we've been doing. I've been, backpacking with these. I've done camping and kind of bushcrafting sort of work. And they've definitely held up to everything I've done. They basically look like brand new. And I would expect, using the similar material that they have on here, that these are going to last a good long time.
Yeah. And going back to what you're talking about earlier with some of the elastic around the butt and the legs, they also have it actually inside this waistband too, which is great for people that are like me, because I'm kind of between sizes, between a 32, 33, somewhere in there. Mm-hmm. And sometimes having that little larger size, they'll bind up if I put my belt on. Mm-hmm. These pants don't do that. These will stay nice, slim, uniform, and they're very comfy, but they also allow you to give whenever you're stretching and bending.
Yeah, good point. This will kind of stretch and shrink with you, so if you do have that big Thanksgiving dinner or whatever, this is going to deal with it. And maybe more importantly, in winter, sometimes when you have to layer up, like I've worn, when we actually did the hog hunt, I had a pair of fleece bibs on under this, and it was able to just kind of stretch around that little bit extra, and it felt just fine.
Yeah.
And then for retention, on the inside, you do have, kind of the double button thing going on. So you have a button on the inside, just like you get with tux pants or some good khakis or whatever. Button on the outside, and then YKK zippers all the way around. So yeah, everything here is just kind of built to last, built for hard use, like I'm saying. And I think that your dad is going to be very pleased. Yeah, your dad. I know you're buying it for yourself.
Of course. Well, I mean, there's nothing wrong with buying your own Father's Day gift, right?
Well, thank you guys. Make sure that you like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell. We are continuing to work on masterpieces like the rifle back here. Again, I do apologize that things are a little bit behind, but I have done some work in the background on this rifle. This is getting much closer, getting ready to go. We're doing the hand loading for this. I've opened up the barrel channel on the stock right here, testing out different scopes like the Nikon FX1000. Great scope already. I can already highly recommend it. But we're going to get into the nitty-gritty on this. And we have some new rifles coming up in the future. We are going to make sure that we take care of this one, though. I know most of you guys are waiting to see what we do with this and how it performs at a mile. And we're going to nail that target. We're going to do great. So yeah, thank you, patrons of the Destructive Arts, for keeping the lights on, keeping the cameras rolling. Thanks to Sportsman's Guide and Stan and Mary at the 338 Lapua Magnum level, Peter at the 300 Win Mag level. I will see you all around.
Bye.
Thanks for watching. If you liked this video, be sure to like, share, and most importantly, subscribe. Even if you didn't like this particular content, go ahead and subscribe. There's probably something coming that's more up your alley. Check out this playlist right here. This is going to have videos in a similar vein to what you just watched. These 2 videos we cherry-picked for you. And finally, The Social Regressive is on Patreon. So you can become a patron of the Destructive Arts and earn some goodies while helping us to provide high-quality videos just by kicking us a few bucks a month. Thanks a bunch for your patronage.